Hey Gemini, it's Lisa, and here is your August 2023 general reading. This is just a general reading. If you would like a personal reading with me, all my information is below in the description box. Before we start, I just wanted to apologize for being absent. I was traveling to do research for my new book and for some family events, and I did set up a schedule for the videos to post, but they didn't post. So live and learn, as they say. I'll figure it out for the future, but I didn't go away and not want to post them. I really did want to post them, but I will hopefully figure it out and get better at that. It's all a learning experience, that's for sure. So thank you so much for sticking with me, and if you're new here, welcome and thank you as well. I am going to be holding another contest this month because I just can't stop it. I can't help myself. If you would like to win a reading with me, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel and leave a comment, and I'll enter you in the draw. If you've already subscribed, leave a comment as well, and I'll enter you in, and I'll be picking the winner at the end of August. A few notes for this month. It is a month with a blue moon, once in a blue moon. So that means that there is 2 full moons in August. The first full moon is a super moon, and it is on the 1st or 2nd, depending on where you are. The second full moon is a super blue moon, and it's on the 30th or 31st of this month, and the new moon is on the 16th. In other great news, the Mercury retrograde is happening on the 23rd, and it will be going from the 23rd to September 14th. But we'll talk more about the retrograde as the weeks go by. And, we'll talk about how to use the retrograde to enhance your life rather than it to hinder it. Okay. So that is the overview. They are super full moons as well, which means, the energy will be super intense, which, is a very positive thing in a lot of ways, but just understand that it's going to be more intense than usual. And, the moon can be intense at times as well without it being a super moon. But it's going to be good. It's a great month for ending certain things, breaking habits, and moving towards all the good things that you want. Okay, Gemini, so let's see what is in store for you for this month. So the overall message for you, Gemini, is the 5 of Wands, the card of conflict. So the 5 of Wands is a couple things. So it's about not being pulled into other people's conflicts and dramas this month. But this is also the card of an empath. So it's learning this month to be neutral, to still help and be you as an empath, but also have boundaries. So that way you're not absorbing other people's mojo and getting affected by other people's stuff. Ultimately, it's about learning to just stay out of other people's energies, whether it's drama or conflict, and just stay neutral and just do your thing. You got stuff to accomplish. You don't need any of that. Okay, so the challenge that you face this month is focusing on what you need to do, focusing on, being present and being in the now. And they're talking about almost like focusing on making some goals. It's interesting that it's presenting itself, but it's like the challenge is kind of focusing on making these goals, or focusing on figuring out what you want to accomplish. Like if you want to travel somewhere, or if you want to go and do this, it's kind of like focusing on making it happen rather than thinking it will never happen. That's sort of what they're talking about. So we'll see how that plays out. The card of what you don't see coming in August, Gemini, is focus. So that's interesting. So you find it a challenge, but then it does happen. Interesting. Okay, and then where they want you to focus on, this will be interesting, is balance. The good old balance. So this is breaking habits, balancing yourself, not getting pulled into drama and trauma, all of that kind of stuff. So let's get some clarity on this. The 5 of Wands, as I said, the card of conflict, drama, all of that kind of stuff. And it's just about you being neutral and not getting pulled into all of it, right? Just, you got stuff to do. You got to focus. Just don't let things pull you off focusing. The Eight of Wands is about things moving forward fast, shooting forward, but it's also about the card of travel. And it is about going and doing things, seeing, it can be small trips. It's about going off and kind of getting a new perspective, being removed from this conflict. It does feel like travel, interesting, and things moving forward. It feels like you have stuff to do. You need to focus on things. Don't get pulled off onto traumas. Things are moving forward, and then they're also talking about giving a break and going on a tour or a trip. The Eight of Wands Eight of Cups, I keep doing that today, is very similar. It is about letting go of things that no longer serving you, not getting involved, just and then going off and going on this big adventure, right? The Eight of Cups to me is looking at life as a big adventure, like, ooh, what am I going to accomplish now? Let's go off and do that, instead of going, oh my God, I got to do this today, right? It's all about an attitude and looking at life as an adventure rather than the opposite, right? And it's letting go of things that anchor you back or hold you back and going off and having this big adventure. And with it being with travel, it's very interesting, right? It's kind of like you need to kind of move towards what it is you want. You need to let go of the fear. You need to let go of things that are holding you back, and you need to go off on the adventure. The Three of Cups is about networking. There does feel this sense of, like, especially with the conflict card, of expanding, like not getting pulled into drama and conflict and going and doing your thing and accomplishing what you want to accomplish, and networking, and kind of like, it almost feels like removing yourself from certain energies, certain negative energies, and kind of expanding into more positive, being around more positive people, celebrations, empowering people, and kind of surrounding yourself with those kind of people. And then it's just working hard and doing what you need to do. It's so interesting because even when they talk about the travel and the adventure, it feels like it's part leisure, part work. So I don't know, like for some of you, maybe just all leisure, some of it may be work, where you travel for work and go on this big adventure and you're around these like-minded people that celebrate and enhance you, and then it really helps you kind of achieve what you want to achieve, or it's a bit of both. It's an interesting energy for August. Okay, so the challenge is focusing and being in the present and focusing on what it is you want to accomplish and what you want to do, and not getting distracted, right? By all this stuff around you. The Hanged Man is, again, it's very similar to the Eight of Cups. It's about letting go of some things that no longer serve you, getting a new perspective, and moving forward in this new path. It doesn't necessarily have to be a new path. It could be exactly the same path, but by letting go of certain things and getting this new perspective, it feels like a new path, right? It's like a new way of looking at things. It's like sort of like walking without having glasses, like you need new glasses, and then you get these new glasses and you're like, oh, wow, I can see now, right? So same path, just a different perspective. So it feels very much like you need to focus on the now and focus on letting go of some things in order to have this, like, to move forward. And I do think that this conflict that they're talking about, or this drama stuff around you, is pulling you off of focusing on what you need to do, right? So you need to let go of this in order to do that. Wow. And when you do that, you move towards all your hopes and dreams coming true. It just feels like almost like this energy that's around you that's kind of holding you back. And when you let it go, it changes everything. The Four of Wands is all about, I think almost every sign has gotten this, which is so interesting. It is about It can be a new home, renovations in your home. This card is a very complicated card, a very simple but complicated card, because it can mean so much to each of you, right? So it can be renovations, moving house, relocating to a completely different town or country. It can be renovating yourself. So working on yourself spiritually, because you are your home, right? So it can be physically transforming yourself, feeding yourself more healthy foods or whatever works for you, taking better care of your home. And then it can also be your actual home. But when it comes down to it, it's by focusing and letting go of some things, you have positive energy around you, celebrations around you, and the energy around you is good, whether that's you personally or your home. So it's just that the energy changes and it's really positive if you stay focused on what you need to do and don't get distracted. The Page of Swords, I'm sorry to laugh, but it's so funny sometimes when you do tarot, they repeat themselves over and over again because that's the message, and it's almost like they don't trust us to hear it or say it properly. So they give you the same card in different ways, but over and over again. So when I do my personal reading, sometimes I just say the same thing over and over again. And I feel like I have to apologize. But this Page of Swords is the same thing, similar as the Five of Wands. It's all about just walk forward, walk on do your path, live your life, focus on what you need to focus on, and don't get distracted, right? By other people, other things, other conflicts, the world. Focus on what you need to do and get it done. So same message over and over again. Just don't get distracted. You got stuff to do and you need to do it. Okay? So that is the challenge for this month. Interesting. So then what you don't see coming in is the King of Wands is a little bit different than the King of Cups, because this is about emotionally doing it. This is about taking action, and actually taking action towards some things and focusing on taking action. So emotionally you may be distracted, and that's the challenge. We're actually physically moving forward. You will do this month. So let's get some clarity on this. And it is also about being open to the universe leading you different places. So you're focused, you're doing what you need to do physically. Emotionally, you may be struggling, emotionally getting pulled into conflict or things that you are wanting to happen and aren't happening. So emotionally, you have this conflict and this distraction that you need to work through. But physically, you may be doing the actions that you need to do, okay? So the devil will, you're basically trying to take action and move forward, and the devil is messing with you, which is the King of Cups, right? The conflict, all of that kind of stuff. The devil is on your shoulder. It tells you can't accomplish it. You suck. It's never going to happen. You're never going to have this. You're never going to have that. It tempts you with the things that you are trying to change. It self-sabotages you, all of those kind of things. So you need to kick the devil off your shoulder. You need to get control of the devil and not allow it to stop you from moving in the direction you need to move in. The King of Wands, the Strength card with the King of Wands is saying that you have the strength to achieve this. You can, tame that fear that you have or any of the things the devil's telling you. You can shut it up and you can move forward. You have the strength to do that. The Knight of Cups is someone brings you information that helps you move in the direction you need to move in, and it helps you focus and helps you achieve some of the things that you want to achieve. And then this month you get some mental clarity. Some things come clear about what you need to do. It feels almost like it's in several areas of your life. So some things come clear and you're like, okay, I see what it is. I can now apply it this way. And you can really start to focus on it. And even the devil comes clear. You can clearly see, okay, this is just that shadow side, that devil on my shoulder telling me this. I can move towards what it is that I want. Okay. And then the last card Where they want you to focus on is balance. It's just about moving forward with balance, breaking some habits. So if it's a habit of yours, especially if you're an empath that get pulled into other people's dramas and conflicts, it's like breaking that habit. I'm gonna, balance myself, focus on myself and my goals. And yeah, I can help them, but I'm not gonna get involved, right? And then it can be balancing in other ways as well. So August, all about balancing. Queen of Cups, emotionally letting go of things that no longer serve you. It's a little bit too about let go, let God. So it's just doing what you need to do, focusing on what you need to do, and emotionally letting go of how it's all going to come together, what it's going to look like, how it's going to play out. It's emotionally letting go of that. The Two of Wands is all about not settling, and it is about mindset, but it's about not settling, not kind of going, well, this is just the way it is, or I'm going to just settle for this person even though they make me unhappy, or settle for this job. It's all about not limiting your thinking, not settling, and it's about thinking big. Sky is the limit, whatever that is for you. We all have a different sky's the limit kind of perception. So it's whatever you want, you can have. Just don't settle and don't limit your life or your thinking. They're saying you're going to be victorious this month, which is amazing. You're going to be victorious at achieving this. I think you've done a lot of work, Gemini, over the last little while, and you're becoming more aware of what's yours and what's not yours, what you can do, what you can't do, what you should do and not do. So when all of this happens this month, you're able to recognize it and kind of work through it. That's where the Strength card comes in, and you're able to go, you know what? That's why when it's a challenge to focus emotionally, you're able to physically put into play and focus, because you're like, you've learned enough that you're like, yeah, I can move through this. And what it does, it leads you to victory and having victory in the things that you want to have in your life. And then the Five of Swords is all about, again, about a perspective, mental clarity, where you're able to see things as you move forward. You're able to see things very clearly and kind of go, okay, I see the way it is. Now I know this perspective. I'm going to move forward and make these things happen in my life the way that I want them to happen. And I'm not going to settle. So really interesting, Gemini. Thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. If you could like and share my videos, that helps me grow my channel and helps me keep doing these. Have a great month, and I will talk to you soon.
If you're going to be thinking, why not think big? Namaste, ya boss.